Hi. Gonna try something completely different, a type of video I've never done before. By the way, I love the lighting in this room. It's gorgeous. It's so much better than the lighting in the other room. So, obviously, if you read by the title, this is about the Book of Eli. Now, Book of Eli is a 2009 movie about a guy named Eli, played by Denzel Washington. He's basically roaming the wasteland after a war and an apocalypse. He's on a mission from God, is what he says, basically, to take the Bible to a safe place. And that takes him to the West Coast. He's from the East Coast. It takes him 30 years, so there's a lot of stuff missing in the middle that they don't tell us about. And he's like superhuman. There's no real explanation other than that maybe God's protecting him. There's a lot of superstition around him from the villains. The villains are led by a guy named Carnegie, who sees the Bible as a weapon. There's this graphic novel that comes on the DVD, the special features that shows basically he's from a kind of a religious Southern family kind of thing going on there, and his mom would basically just watch this guy preach, and so he's got this misconception that the Bible is going to give him more power and basically work off of people's blind faith, which in a post-apocalyptic world probably would work. So basically, the whole point of the movie is it's his last leg of the journey. He makes it to Alcatraz. He doesn't have the Bible. They take the Bible off of him, but he's been reading it for 30 years. So he just remembers it off the top of his head. The big twist is the Bible's in Braille, and that Denzel Washington may have cataracts, or he may be blind. So that's the big twist. So a couple theories have shown up about the Book of Eli that I was watching the Book of Eli, and I was like, you know what? I want to do some more. I just want to see what people think, because personally, one of the four theories that I found is the one I believe is the one that I think is the coolest. It doesn't make the most sense, but it's the coolest. So Eli basically says that he sees a vision from God, or has a vision from God, and God tells him that he needs to go west and find a safe place for the book. So these are the four theories of the is Eli blind theory, basically. And I'll just start, and then I'll tell you which one I like the most, which one I don't like the most. The first theory is that he was blind all along, that he just has been blind his whole life. That's why he's got the super senses, he's got the super hearing, the super smell, all of that. And that's why he's so badass, and 30 years on the road has made him that much more badass. And along with, so I forgot to say, all these theories basically are that he is on a mission from God. He actually talked to God. So all these theories are based in that fact that he is on a mission from God. And that's why it's hard to kill, because God's protecting him. He has protection from God, and as long as he keeps the faith, he can't die, or he's protected. That's why he doesn't die until after he's read the book. So that's where, the first one comes in. He's been blind this whole time. And interesting note is that in an interview, Denzel basically said there's this guy named Ben Underwood who's been blind his whole life. He was researching him. Ben Underwood had this ability to see, in quotation marks, using echolocation, kind of like a bat does. And I thought that was kind of cool that there's a guy who actually does this. So it makes it a very possible scenario that Eli is blind the whole time. Number two is probably the weakest of the ones that I don't like, that he isn't blind and he can just happen to read Braille. That somehow he knows how to read Braille, that maybe he had the book in his possession or something along the lines that he just happens to be able to read it. Maybe he had the book, maybe he didn't have the book before, maybe he had a family member who was blind and he could read Braille. But that doesn't really support the evidence with the whole cataract. Like they zoom into his eyes and you can see the cataracts in his eyes. So, and if you don't know what cataracts is, it's a buildup in the lenses that just happens with age. Some people get it, some people don't. The only way to remove cataracts is through surgery. I've seen it done before. It's crazy. Number 3 is probably the most probable one, if you want to go realistically, is that he's partially blind or he is slowly going blind. And 3 different ways is he's just old. He's just going blind. You know, he's been doing this for 30 years. He's probably was in his 20s when the war and the apocalypse. So he's up there. He's at the age that, you know, cataracts could become a thing. So, another one is the apocalypse blinded him, like the big flash blinded him. He actually says in the movie that people were blinded by the apocalypse. So maybe he was blinded by the apocalypse. And then the one is he's been going blind after the apocalypse, basically, which kind of goes with the first one, where maybe his vision made him blind or something caused him to start going blind after the apocalypse. So it wasn't the apocalypse and it wasn't before, but after the apocalypse, something caused him to start going blind. And the reason why this is kind of a theory that works out is because Eli was a person in the Bible. He was a priest / prophet. He was the teacher of Samuel, and basically before Eli died in the Bible, when Eli died, he went completely blind, and so he could be just a real life interpretation of that character in the Bible, and Samuel would be Salar, Mila Kunis's character, basically. And then the final and my absolute favorite one, which I think goes into the mythos of the movie the best, is that he was blind, but now he can see, like Amazing Grace says. Basically, he was blind before the apocalypse, and upon having his vision with God, like I said, all these are under the establishment that he did have a vision. He's slowly regaining his sight. It wasn't given back to him completely, but he's slowly regaining it. As the 30 years have gone, he is slowly becoming more and more, perceptible to sight, which would all already give him the heightened senses, which, now being physically be able to see, it would make him seem superhuman. This guy can smell smells that no one else can, hear things no one else can hear, sense things no one else can sense, but he can physically see you, so he can be looking at you and hearing stuff in the back or feeling stuff. That's basically superhuman. So that's my absolute favorite theory. I'm sorry, I was reading off my notes. I think that's pretty awesome. I love theories like that. I liked the twist about the Bible. I remember the first time I watched the movie that I wasn't paying attention. I was like, it's the Bible? But then watching it multiple times, it's like, yeah, it was the Bible the whole time. So that's basically it. Those are my theories those are the theories about the Book of Eli. Is he blind or is he not blind? So, just discuss, tell me what you think. This is an idea for something I want to do, talking about theories of movies and TV shows, because I really do like theories and TV shows, theories that are brought about movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So it's something new I want to bring to this channel, because this channel doesn't get a lot of stuff because I don't have a lot of video editing equipment. In fact, I have no video editing equipment, so I can't really do what I want. But this is easy to do. So, thanks for taking time out of your day to watch my video. Like it, subscribe if you like this idea, comment, please, share, whatever, and see you guys next time.